Yo, what's up everybody? It's Connor from Unscripted, back again with another video. In today's video, we are recapping last night's matches of Challengers, and as always, we will be doing it off the script. Before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoy the Challengers update. Leave a comment below as well with your thoughts on the video, and subscribe to the channel as well if you are looking for more Challengers and CDL content in your subscriber box. I should be back tomorrow with more Challengers recap then, and maybe even between now and then if there's something in the CDL noteworthy worth talking about. Maybe I'll have a video out tonight about that. But for right now, we're going to focus on these Challengers matches. So let's get right into it. Oh, actually, before I do that, unfortunately, no stats for this one just because the matches that aren't broadcasted, I really can't get stats beyond just doing them by hand. And there's just so many matches. I can't do that by myself because if you watch the player streams, you only get EKIA, not just kills. So it messes up all the stats. But I do think the guys at Breaking Point will be doing stats for this. Or somebody will. I know Easy Mac will be doing them in some capacity, so I can probably just use his, of course, give him credit for them, and we can use his stats when he has them out to sort of recap things and look at it from that perspective. So that's where we stand on stats. I could do them for the matches that are broadcast by Shift or by the CDL, but I don't see the point in doing stats for a few matches and not the rest of the matches. So for now, no stats, but we should have them at some point in the future. Okay, now with that said, let's get into the matches. So starting things off, we have, let's see here, Triumph Generals team. They lost to Fantastic Four, which is Methodz, Slacked, Decimate, and Fire. They lost 3-1 after winning the hardpoint. They then lost 3 maps in a row, 2 fall in the series 4-1. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I almost didn't even know what that meant. They beat BBG, Built by Gamers 3-0. 250-223, 6-5, and 3-2. So they were close matches, or close maps, but they ended up losing the map nonetheless. The raid control came down to actually a one-on-one that Glory ended up winning for TMNT. Hop over here to Twitter quick to see my thoughts on this because it was looking rough for them. You know, I said after they rebounded from a slow start to the year, it looks like the BBG Challengers team of GodRx, Kismet, Pentagram, and PANDUR are struggling again. 0-3 to start the season with a 2-9 map count, but as we will see in a little bit, things did turn around for them. But at this point, it was not looking good for them. They were dead last in the standings. They still are, as you'll see in a minute, but they did get a big win later that we'll see. LAG Academy team now playing without Chino, and I'm not sure if Mental is playing or not. I didn't get to catch these matches. He was in the hospital or something, so I don't know if he's good or if they're playing with basically 2 new guys. I know Mox replaced Chino. I'm not sure about what happened with Mental. But anyway, they took on UT Crew, which is Major Maniac and Timmy Phantom's team. I'm not sure off the top of my head who else on that team. UT Crew ended up clutching up, winning that one 3-2 after being down 2-1. Not a surprise that they are winning these searches. I figured they would be the best search team in Challengers. So far, that has been coming true. LAG then went on and took Triumph Generals team. Rough night for them. They fell again in this one 3-1. They won the search and destroy, but that was it. LAG able to take pretty much all 3 respawns and take that series 3-1. Then we get into the big match I was talking about, Fantastic Four versus BBG. Fantastic Four goes up 2-0, and they end up blowing the series, falling apart completely, and losing 3-2 against BBG. Close matches, as you see, or close maps, as you see, except the Express Search and Destroy. Express Search is kind of weird to me. Like they said on the broadcast the other day, I totally agree with them. It seems like it's either a complete blowout or 6-5. Like, you feel like you never see 6-3s on Express. It's always 6-0, 6-1, or 6-5. That's just how it seems to me. And oh, right there's a 6-4 up there in the LAG Triumph series, so at least we saw one there. But I feel like a lot of times it's either very close or not close at all. It's just a momentum map, and that's the way it goes. Finally, and I'm going to get to some stats in that one from Easy Mac in a minute. He did do stats for that, so we will look at them after I do this last match, which was TMNT versus EastR. This Parasite's team again, big win for them. They able to clutch up in the raid S&D to close it out 6-3 in that one and win the series 3-2. EastR obviously no longer has FeLo, who was one of their best players. They're a pretty good team overall. You know, it's hard to pick who their best player is. It is now Sib, Tom Gravity, John, and Jerd. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just whatever Sib touches just lights up in flames or what, but they were at the top of the standings. Now they are not. It's only 1 loss, and it was a close series. I feel like with FeLo in there, the way they were playing, they probably wouldn't have lost to Parasite's team because I do think Parasite's team might be one of the weaker teams in this season of Challengers Elite, but they did go 2-0 tonight, so it's hard to say. But regardless, a loss that EastR was not looking to take, and that is their first loss of the season, as we'll see in standings. So, you know, no worries. They're still towards the top, but a match they probably should have won, in my opinion. But regardless, before we get into standings, we're going to go over to Easy Mac for the stats from that BBG series. So he said PANDUR just dropped 123 kills and 79 deaths for a 1.56 KD versus Fantastic Four in a reverse sweep. She was on fire. And then he says full breakdown. We can look at the stats here. Okay, you can see it good. So Kismet, PANDUR both went big. PANDUR with a 1.56, like he said. Kismet with a 1.2. Pentagram played well as well, 1.13, and then GodRX with the 0.96. And on the other side of things, not a good series at all in the slaying department for Fantastic Four. Methodz was able to get the 1.0 there overall, and he played well in the control, it looks like, based on the stats, and nobody else did. But in the search, I mean, all of them, only Fire was positive in that, so not a good series for those guys. This is a team that should be, I don't know if I'll say they should be the best team in this Challenge League, but they definitely should be right there. And so far, I think they're 1-2, so it's not the start they were looking for whatsoever. And like I was saying, this was a match that BBG definitely needed. They did not want to fall to 0-4. Basically, would be guaranteeing they would be probably in the bottom two teams. If you're playing the odds, they could have always made a run, but wasn't looking good for them. They were down 2-0. About to go 0-4 to start the season, and they really turned it around, clutched up, and PANDUR looked like he put the team on his back. So good news for them. Hopefully for them, they can carry that momentum forward. This is a team that on paper, at the beginning of the year, you were like, okay, this could be a pretty good Challengers team. GodRX and Kismet were just in the league last year. PANDUR, I don't know if PANDUR was ever in the CDL. I know he was in the CWL, and I'm not sure about Pentagram, but regardless, it's a pretty, there's some good name value on this team. They were not performing the best, but they are able to finally get it turned around, at least with one series. So like I said, hopefully for them, they can keep it up and continue. Now we move over here to the standings. Make sure you can see that, and you can. So New York Civil Arts Academy, we did not see anything from them last night. I think they will be playing tonight. All these teams be playing tonight. There's like, I don't even know how many matches. There's a ton of matches on tonight. It's going to be a lot of updating this spreadsheet to do, but they still stand at the top at 2-0. EastR falls to 2-1. UT Crew also 2-1. I gave EastR the edge on map count. You see there, though, EastR 6-0 on hardpoint so far. Very impressive stuff from them in the respawns. Not surprising, a team of John and Tom Gravity and Sib with all that slaying power is doing so well in the respawns. That's a quality team. And even when FeLo was there, he was also bringing the slaying power too. And then UT Crew, like I said earlier, I'd expected them to be one of the best search teams in this Challenger season. NYSL Academy probably up there too. I'd say those are probably the top two search teams just by looking at this. And the UT Crew, they're 4-0 so far, so good stuff from them. Parasite's team, after going 0-2 last week, they go 2-0 this week now to be 2-2 overall. 9-8 map count, looking pretty good in the searches. Not a surprise, the Parasite team is doing well at search. LAG Academy, they were 0-0 there for a while. They couldn't play last week, and now with their new look roster, they are 1-1. They did not win a search though, so the LAG CDL team, where they search is probably their best game mode. They're not that good at anything. But the Academy team, not so much. They have not won a search map yet, but they are undefeated in control, so that's good news for them. Fantastic Four, Methodz team, 1-2, 7-7 map count. They've been playing a lot of close series. They just can't get it done. 2-4 in the hard point's not going to cut it. I think, looking at this team, Slacked, not really a slayer. Methodz should be a decent slayer. Decimate, a pretty good SMG. Fire was not slaying the best in the CDL this year, but I thought, Fire and Slack, despite not slaying the best in the CDL, I thought they would get a boost in that department when they dropped down to the Challengers, but so far they're seeing, just how much talent there is in this scene. Their slaying really has not picked up that much compared to their CDL stats, and it's holding the team back a little bit. They definitely need to pick it up. They're looking at 1-2 right now, and they really want to stay out of that bottom two, which is the relegation stage. So far they are out of that, but just by the map count tiebreaker, really. So they definitely need to pick it up here. Big matches tonight, I'm sure they will. Triumph Generals team 1-2 after being pretty much nobodies there to start the year. Then they ended up winning the most recent Challengers Cup to get a boost heading into this season. Then they qualified for the Elite. But so far, it hasn't been their best matches. 1-2, 5-8 overall. Have not won a control yet. That's really been their downfall. You see, they're at least 500. They're even in the hardpoint and the search. But if you lose map 3 pretty much every series, when it's a swing map most times, you're not often going to win the series. And then BBG, like I said, 1-3. They got themselves some momentum in that big reverse sweep. We'll see if they can carry that forward. I don't know if they will be able to. It's just, they have the talent. There's no doubt about that. I don't know what the issue is. They haven't been able to put it together yet. Their hardpoint record of 1-5 will not cut it. There's no way around that when hardpoint is, look at all of them. 1-5 in hardpoint and 2-4 in search. So those two game modes account for 4 of the 5 maps in a 5-game series. So if you have a win percentage of 33% in search, and what's that, 16% in hardpoint. You will not win many series. As you see, they've only won one, so they definitely have to pick it up. And let's see. Actually, I don't have the matches pulled up. I was going to see who they play tonight, but regardless, we will talk about those matches tomorrow. So that's going to wrap up this Challengers recap and update. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're looking for more Challengers and CDL content. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the matches last night if you watched them. I hope you have a good day today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.